Thank you, Susie. Thanks for being here. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm really happy to be here. And as Susie said, I have been teaching meditation for many years and meditating myself for about 30 years. And I can tell you there's no end game to meditation. But what I can also tell you is even if you've only been meditating a short period of time, you start to build a more expanded and grounded sense of being. And I noticed while we were doing the Feast for the Soul, some of you know what that is. It's the 40-day spiritual practice period that we offer annually, every January 15th through the 23rd of February, where people get together and really commit to their spiritual practice using that 40-day period to prepare themselves for whatever it is that's next. Maybe we're going to prepare ourselves to go back into the world and be healthy and happy and clear and have with us this sense of community that we've been building all along. You know, one thing I noticed is, and maybe you've noticed it too, is as after a meditation practice, I come out of my office here in Santa Barbara and I'm pretty expanded. I feel pretty happy and pretty clear and pretty patient and generous. And then sometimes a thought will come, and the thought might be, oh, I wished I had a better relationship with this family member, or I should really reach out to this person and write them a thank you note. And sometimes my expanded awareness starts to contract when I feel as if there's something I need to be doing to massage or to make right a relationship. And so Sue Cooper remembered something I said to her once, and she said, would you lead a meditation on that? So today's meditation is on forgiveness. And I said to Sue, who loves words, as you know, you're in the momentum, which is part of MOMM world. But I said to Sue, you know, I look at forgiveness as if it's a gift. And instead of me doing something, I'm actually thanking someone for giving me the experience or giving me the opportunity to go deeper into self-awareness. So of course, she gave me this assignment last week, and I've been sitting with it and showering with it and walking with the whole conversation around forgiveness. And I remembered this letter I got, well, it's actually an email, about a month ago from a woman who was working for me. I had hired her to create a website. It was many years ago, probably about, at this point, 8 years ago. And I had hired her to create a website. And she started it. She charged me a lot of money and began the process. And she would come and meet with me in Sedona, where my center was, about once or twice a week. And then one day, about $4,000 into it and about maybe 4 weeks into it, she said, you know, I can't do this anymore. My partner is not helping me and I can't do it anymore. And you're just going to have to take care of it yourself. And she left. Well, I barely remember this because, you know, as a business owner and entrepreneur, we go through stages like this. People do work out, some people don't work out, some people do work out, and it's just you learn to ride the waves. But apparently, her behavior stuck with her. And 8 years later, a month ago, she sent me an email and apologized for how she had left that relationship and had treated me. I knew she had done that for herself because I was no longer carrying any kind of even memory of it until I saw that email. And I think this really illustrates what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is an act of unburdening yourself and letting yourself expand. Because for me, it was easy to forgive her. For me, I didn't hold any grudges. But, you know, I was thinking today, how many ways we can offer forgiveness, whether it's to ourselves, to people we know, to people we've slighted, to people we don't even know we slighted, to our bodies, to our animals, to the environment. So today I thought we could talk a little bit about forgiveness and also do a practice of forgiveness. It came to me to talk about Ho'oponopono, and some of you know what that is. It's the Hawaiian practice of forgiveness, and it's supposed to correct and restore and maintain good relationships among family members and the community. And here we are creating compassionate communities. And basically, this Hawaiian practice is about correcting relationships. And as some of you know the story, it's supposedly that this man named Dr. Liu was working at a psychiatric hospital in Hawaii, which was extremely violent and had been violent for years, very difficult to get people to work there. And he was, I believe, the managing director, and he didn't even meet up with these patients in order to do this practice. And the practice went like this: I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you and thank you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you and thank you. And may not go in that exact order. And as a matter of fact, he just said, I'm sorry, I love you. So what ended up happening was it righted the energy of this psychiatric unit, and it righted the relationships. And that's what I think we can do today, is right some of the relationships, whether there was a injury that was conscious on somebody else's part towards you, whether it was an inadvertent injury that you created for someone else, or whether it's something that kind of makes your whole heart and awareness contract when you think of it. So forgiveness is a conscious, deliberate decision to release feelings of resentment. Some people say when you hold resentment toward another, it's like drinking poison and hoping that they'll suffer from it, that you get vengeful and look for ways to make sure they know they hurt you. But when you practice forgiveness, it can make you happier and healthier. It can certainly expand your awareness. And when you forgive, it's not that you're going to gloss over or deny that something's happened, or you're going to make it right in your mind or pretend it's all good. It's not about that. It's not about forgetting, and it doesn't mean condoning, but you have to recognize that we all do these things inadvertently or before we were enlightened to it. Let's put it that way. So some of us have to grieve first, and I know many of us have been grieving, especially during this time of COVID and being home with ourselves in our minds and kind of reviewing our lives. I know many people, when they think about losses or loved ones who have passed, there's some grief there. Relationships, you may be grieving, or freedom, you might be grieving. But today I want to talk a little bit about how you can forgive yourself and everyone else. And it's a meditation that might just start to remove the barriers that you've carried around because you haven't forgiven. You haven't forgiven and seen the value of forgiveness. So I'm going to invite you first to sit comfortably and practice mindfulness. And all of you know, I think at this point, what mindfulness is. It simply means paying attention to what you're feeling or what you're doing, to the environment, just being here now. And then we'll take a journey back. But first, let's start here with this solid ground of presence. So I invite you to get as comfortable as you can, sitting wherever you are, closing your eyes if that feels comfortable, and let your breath be natural and easy. We're going to be meditating probably for about 20 minutes, and I'll be keeping track of the time. Throughout this practice, there's no need to force a feeling. There's no need to pretend you feel something that you do not feel. This is an exploration, a lot like the loving kindness practice. So if you feel at any time you need to open your eyes, look around, shift your posture, feel free to do that. So with your eyes closed, let's tune into this moment right here, right now. Tune in to what it feels like to be sitting here, to be supported by this community and by your practice. Feel the physical support underneath your feet or from the chair or seat you're in. Notice and welcome anything you hear. Letting everything be as it is. Letting the sounds come and go. Letting your breath come and go without trying to control anything. Letting sensations come and go. without trying to fix them. When the mind travels into the future or the past, bring it right back here for now. Establishing this firm, present moment awareness. Softening your face, lowering your shoulders, letting your belly be soft. Letting your hips relax. Let's practice the heart-centered breath for a moment as you bring your attention to the gentle rise and fall of your chest. You might see, feel, or imagine the energy or the light or the breath moving in and out from the center of you. Now we're going to invite the experience and exploration of forgiveness. First, we'll focus on the harm we may have caused others and forgiving ourselves for that. As I say this, you may notice suddenly that there are some images or some memories that come to your mind. You may say to yourself, there are many ways that I've hurt and harmed others. I may have betrayed or abandoned them. Unknowingly or knowingly, I caused suffering out of my pain, fear, and anger. I'll repeat that one more time. There are many ways that I may have hurt and harmed others. I've betrayed or abandoned them or caused them suffering knowingly or unknowingly, out of my pain or fear, anger or anguish. Bring to your heart and mind the ways you may have hurt others, knowingly or unknowingly, where there's a barrier to your communion with them, whether they're still walking this earth or not. Allowing each burden, each memory that burdens your heart to arise in your awareness. Welcome whatever emotions are here, if any. Welcome whatever images or memories arise, if any. And continue to breathe easily. If you'd like to explore releasing the burden and ask for forgiveness, you might silently repeat these phrases to each person that arises in the screen of your awareness. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. If you have great pain, you may not feel any release at all, but you may only feel the pain itself. So be gentle with yourself. Recognize you're not ready to let go. But for those you feel like you've harmed inadvertently or accidentally, simply offer this. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. You may notice that you need to forgive yourself for harming someone else. So be kind to yourself. Recognize that you're only human. We'll practice this for a few more moments. You may want to open your awareness to the non-human beings that are on this planet as well. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And now, if you feel ready to, bring your attention back to the gentle rise and fall of your chest. You might even place your hand on your chest if that feels comfortable. Letting go of any tension. Letting whatever is here be here. And now we're going to explore the many ways we may have harmed or hurt ourselves, our bodies, knowingly or unknowingly. Maybe we weren't true to ourselves, or we abandoned ourselves for another. Or we hurt ourselves through thoughts or words or deeds, inadvertently and unknowingly or knowingly. So let your awareness expand to include these many ways. And sense, if you can, that you can release these burdens. As you may feel the sorrow that you've carried. For the ways I've hurt myself through words and actions or inactions, out of fear or pain or confusion, I forgive myself. I am sorry. For the ways I've hurt my body, for the ways I've been untrue to my soul, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. There may be some pains that you can't forgive. You only feel the burden or anguish. Be kind to yourself if you're not ready to let it go. Continue to explore the ways in which you may have hurt yourself. I'm sorry, please forgive me. And now bring your attention, if you feel ready, back to the center of your chest, back to the heart-centered breath, back to this moment. You might open your eyes if you feel a little unsettled, or tune into the support that's here in the community, or the support of your own practice, or the physical support of your surrounds. And now, if you feel ready, we're going to address those who have hurt or harmed you. And we'll explore the possibility of forgiving them. Do not go beyond your evolution. Do not pretend everything is okay if it's not. However you might try this on. There are many ways that I've been harmed, abused, or abandoned by others in thought or word or deed, knowingly or unknowingly. Let the images of these people arise in your heart or mind. Be with whatever emotions are present, whether you deem them spiritual or not. Notice what you're feeling, whether it's sorrow or anger, sadness, or numbness. If you feel you can release a little of the burden now by extending forgiveness, allow the instances of the hurt to arise as you silently say, "For the ways you have hurt me, through your words, your deeds, your inaction, out of your fear and pain and confusion, I forgive you." If it fits and you feel comfortable doing this, allow your heart and mind to travel to those areas of contraction and pain, all the suffering you've carried. See if there's any room for forgiveness. And if there's not, it's perfectly fine. You may not be ready to let it go yet. The grief we may carry may be part of the grief of the world. The more we can mend and heal, the more the world can mend and become whole. Letting go of the ways in which others have harmed you. Bring your attention back to the heart center. And offer yourself a prayer of compassion. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be free from suffering. May I realize that I am safe and loved. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be free from suffering. May I realize that I am safe and I am loved. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be free from suffering. May I realize that I am safe and I am loved. Resting now in the safety of this moment and tuning into the breath, letting it be natural. We'll rest in awareness for another couple of minutes, and I'll keep track of the time. Keeping your eyes closed, simply rest here for a moment or two. When you feel like you'd like to open your eyes and stretch into the space around you, I invite you to do that at your own pace. There's no rush. want to leave you with a quote from Maya Angelou, who wrote in Oprah magazine, "You can't forgive without loving." And I don't mean sentimentality. I don't mean mush. I mean having enough courage to stand up and say, I forgive. I'm finished with it. Martin Luther King wrote, "We must develop and maintain the capacity to forgive. He who is devoid of the power to forgive is devoid of the power to love." And Mahatma Gandhi said, "The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong." These great peacemakers, I think, show us the way. This community is for everyone, not just for some. It's for everyone, and giving them the opportunity to have a fresh start, including ourselves. So thank you for practicing with me today. I've had to forgive a lot about myself and the way I treat myself and the way I've treated other people. And for anyone who's been on this call or listening to this recording, if I've hurt you in any way, I'm sorry, and please forgive me. So thank you. I'd love to hear how you're doing. And if you want to share, we're going to stop the recording.